Welcome to Getting Started with SITEOPS. Go ahead and click on Project, Administer Projects, and hit New to start a new project. I'm going to jump into an existing one here. Make sure you fill out all the information at these red asterisks for each one of these drop-down boxes. We'll also want to make sure we check all of the available modules that we have and make sure we check out the licenses for each one of those modules. That way you can use all the information available, all the tools available, I should say. So we'll just do getting started revision. I'm creating a new revision here, and we'll use Java to upload this. So if you haven't installed Java, you'll want to do that. And we also have on here, I'm using Firefox. We cannot currently use Chrome with the Java. Make sure that you wait until this bar down here at the bottom loads. If you start hitting buttons too soon, you might freeze up your computer. Once it says preferences applied, you're good to go. First thing we'll want to do is actually geolocate the site. We'll come over here to, sorry, my mouth is really dry because I'm in Denver and I just got off the plane from Orange County and airplanes are just really dry. So I'm going to float over here if I can remember where I'm going, somewhere outside of Wichita. This is where I like to go. Hit the Flint Hills over here and hit my satellite to get some imagery, and we'll just select some random location out here. Now that this gets uploaded, we can come over here to our editor preferences, and you want to pull this up because we're going to end up using the ribbon. So it says use new ribbon and interface. You can also adjust any of your personal preferences here, so go check that out as well. Go ahead and click OK. Now this is going to bring up the new ribbon, which has a HUD associated to it, and I am crashing my computer. It keeps crashing every time I try and save the editor preferences on my Mac. Probably because I'm running QuickTime at the same time. SITEOPS ends up using a lot of your CPU space, so because I didn't save before I did any of that, we'll reload to nothing here. So make sure you save. Save often. You can always go back to any individual save that you do, so I'm going to come back to my import export button, and this time you can actually see our geolocate button is here. We can wait a little bit and it'll pop up a little window for us after we click on it. And I'm going to come back over to Kansas again, out here, turn on my satellite once I get a little closer so I don't have to load too much information, and get in here to a site about that size. So we can see already that my site here is 32 acres. We would like to stay under 200 acres. If you need to do a site that's greater than 200 acres, go ahead and give the support team a call. They'll up your level of service for you. So the next thing we want to do is upload our Esri imagery here, world imagery, and I haven't saved again yet because I'm not going to really do anything here yet that's going to cause it to crash. And I'll save after a second or two. So right now, once I've got this Esri info up, I'm actually going to draw a new property boundary and confine it down to exactly where I want it. Say I even want it over here. I'm going to just say this is my project area. Oops, I went too far. If I just hit backspace, it'll get rid of that last point, last couple points. And you can right click and then just hit close path. It's going to ask you if you want to get rid of your old property boundary. Sure. So we'll just jump in here, and then I'll come over and do the import export and import USGS topo. Once I've got USGS topo, we actually come 100 feet outside your property boundary. I like to think of it as a working area, so don't always just use your exact property boundary. You can bring that in as some other line work. And we'll talk about importing DWGs and things like that another time. Right now, I just want to get you guys a little bit more familiar with this product. So once we get this stuff in here, will actually hit save revision. So I can always come back to this first save that I do and create a whole bunch of different layouts starting with this save, so I'll never have to come back and re-geolocate or re-bring in the topo or set up my property boundary or anything like that again. So let's go ahead and just hover over some of these things. You can see what all of them say after a bit. And if I come into import export, go ahead and take a look at all those and see what they mean. Test some things out here. Play around. You can't break the software. You might crash it a few times. You're not going to hurt yourself. Go ahead and take a look at all these different editing properties and our layout tools, our grading tools, grading solver, stormwater tools, and our solvers, and you can always check out some other YouTube videos. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is come in here and draw a path. So you can see when you're drawing a path, we've got all these different options here, and it tells you step by step as to what to do. So first thing is click and just start drawing, and there are other descriptions here that you can work with. So if I just draw this path in here and I right click, you need to float away from this end point when you right click, otherwise your line will just kind of disappear. Just a little bug of some sort. And we can come over to the properties of this line, and I can say change it into a car drive path. Ooh, interesting. And then we can come over to our solver and we'll run our layout solver, and now we have a car drive path automatically drawn for us. I'll get into the importance of smart objects and dumb objects in SITEOPS in a later viewing, but for now let's just open up the grading solver, and you can see SITEOPS get to work on this site, and you can take a look at the site itself. I've also got this magnification of the vertical change here, so you can really get a feel for what the land surface is like. It's not actually that intense. So that's getting started on SITEOPS. Play around with it. Get a little bit used to it before your trainer comes to visit you and tells you all the fun ways of creating different sites and building the things that you need to build and finding out the information that you want to find out, and using SITEOPS to win more work and have better designs. Thank you.